Hey guys, it's Dave, and I haven't done a Warframe video in ages, and in truth this won't be a tutorial. Obviously it will be a discussion video on what I think about the Plains of Eidolon. So let's just jump right into it. So I didn't really have any expectations when Eidolons got announced at TennoCon. I was just like, meh. I think XCOM 2 DLC was announced near the same time or something. I remember being distracted by something else and not really caring, even though I've put at this point way over 400 hours into the game, which I know by some people's standards makes me still a fresh player, but not by mine. And if you put over 100 hours into something, you really like it. That's generally how I measure games. So and let's just say no expectations for the Plains of Eidolon. Now, for something I had no expectations for, it's it's what I expected DE to make, and I hope that in the future they can do better. Now, because they did say, now don't get me wrong, I very much enjoy the Plains of Eidolon quite a bit, but there's several things that I wish they would have added. I'm not even sure if I'll touch on them all on this video, just my overall synopsis, shall we say. So I think to start off with, is it fun? It's fun if you already were playing Warframe. This isn't something, it was being marketed as this, as far as I could tell, as a push to get more players on. Now, that probably worked for some people, I don't know any, but it probably made a couple people try the game for the first time. And that's good. Warframe's an awesome game. But honestly, if you weren't convinced by that, and you're waiting to listen to me, it's not something that I would think would be an awesome thing to jump into right now. It's not that good. It's awesome for a long-time Warframe player, but it's not something I would be like, yeah, dude, this just dropped on this game, you have to go play it. It's not that awesome. It should be, but I'm hoping that they'll learn from this, and when they do the next one, because they said if this was successful, they would totally do another one. Some other kind of thing like this, that they make some changes and make it kind of more not what I expected, because I didn't have any expectations, but what I hoped it would be. So let's jump right off the good parts. The map itself, I very much like the map. Although I wish it was a tad bit greener. Because you go to the Earth maps, just doing little sector missions, Earth's pretty freaking green. And Eidolon is pretty freaking brown. So that's not something I'm a huge fan of, but besides that, I do in fact like the land mass. It's a very nice map, looks pretty well done, so there's that to go off by. Second, fishing. That is the best added feature to Warframe in ever. Way better than Archwing, and yes, Archwing in my opinion, got a little bit better with this update, and I'll explain in a minute why, but fishing is so much fun. I probably spent more time in the Plains of Eidolon fishing than any other thing, which is sad. Because fishing is just a ton of fun in Warframe. So the way it works is when you have throwing spears, it's just you throw spears, there's different type of spears, la-di-da-di-da spears. It's fishing. It's awesome. So oddly enough, that was probably my favorite part of the Plains of Eidolon is the fishing. But yeah, another kind of thing similar to fishing, which I don't like, is the mining aspect. It's nowhere near as fun as fishing is, and overall kind of sucks. So you can kind of find these blue or red veins scattered throughout the map, and you can use this little focus drill thing to dig them out, and it just kind of sucks. I don't find any enjoyment like I do with fishing in doing this little mining minigame. And it doesn't help that the stupid circle, which you're supposed to cut around to get the best bonus or whatever, freaking disappears. That's stupid. Make that thing stay around as long as possible. The amount and quantity and type of the thing is determined by how well you cut along a pre-designated circle thing. but the thing that shows you where to cut only is there for maybe 5 seconds before it fades away. It's supposed to like remember. It's really annoying. I really do not like mining. It's one of my bad points about Eidolon. Now I'll get back to Archwing because I said it was actually somewhat improved. It's improved in the Plains of Eidolon. They did not make the changes that I liked to the rest of Archwing. So just the way like the Archwing handles while you're flying around in the plains feels way better for some reason to me than it does when you're actually playing an Archwing mission, which is really weird. So yeah. In the plains, Archwing is definitely improved, but nowhere else is it improved. Now the next part is actually being able to make the Archwing themselves, because you don't just get them from like a quest you do. You have to beat a clan, and that clan has to have the blueprint for the Archwing. I forget what it's called. It's something Archwing, like for you to build the little things. It's a segment you build. You buy the blueprints at a clan that has researched it. Then you get the attachment. You build the attachment, install it in your foundry, and it lets you build the Archwing activation pod things. And that in itself isn't a bad idea, but just getting them, like I'm in I run my own small little clan. Being able to get the resources, at least if I remember correctly, to build the segment for your foundry, like to research it, is a lot of stuff. And I think like it just seemed like too much to me, like just too difficult for a small clan to do. Probably not, but it just seemed like a big number when I saw it for the first time. I'm like, wow, that's different. But then once you actually get the ability to make them, that hardly really costs anything. I think you get 50 at a time. These little sphere things that make the Archwing appear. So in that regard, it's like bad then better when it comes to the Archwing building and stuff. So there's that. And then the little quest that you do to unlock the quill was fun. Like the only story-driven quest there that's available. That's fun. And I do in fact like all the operator stuff it added, because I like customizing my stuff to hell. So it added a bunch of operator clothing, which is really freaking hard to craft, but just the fact that I can craft it and not have to pay platinum for it makes me very happy. So there's that. And then moving on to the bounties. The bounties suck. For one, there needs to be way more variety in the thing that you do in the bounty, because it's pretty much random. That you do a thing, you take a bounty. It pretty much just all it is setting like what difficulty basically the random things you're going to be taking are going to be at. And so there's 6 different levels, and each one has different difficulty basically on level. Like first one's like 8 to 15, next one's like 15 to 30, then like 30 to 50, something like that. And the rewards get slowly better. And this is the only way you can get Gara parts for the glass frame. And I've gotten an unhealthy amount of whatever part drops for the first bounty, but none of the other ones. So I'm not sure if that's an issue with that at the moment, but farming for Gara parts is a pain. I've heard that I'm even lucky that I got a single thing from the first one, so that's cool. One of the better things that I appreciate that they did with is lenses. That's a common reward for the top 3. It's not a common, but it's available, and I've gotten it quite a bit. It's just different lenses, and that might sound weird to people, but I really hate doing shorties, and I don't think they're worth it. And one thing I like getting, I know this goes against all common whatever, is I like getting lenses, because I like having lenses on all my stuff, and I've run out of lenses all the time. And so these are actually an easier way to get lenses than doing shorties, or whatever other way you did. God, I can't talk tonight. It's 2 a.m. What other way you got lenses? I think this is by far the easiest, and for that I enjoy it quite a bit. There needs to be more bounties, because I've been rolling with some people that can knock them all out in the 4 hour alignment, and then you're just sitting there for the 4 hour thing to go and, like, finish so that resets. So there needs to be more than 6. Now, doesn't have to be like even more difficult, but I just say have multiple sets of them. That way you can let's say you want to run more easy ones. Why can't I do that? I want to be able to do more easy bounties, except one, basically. So that I feel like is an issue. Like maybe you should be able to get them from other people. That'd be cool, like the quills or something. And then let's see what else. The way you gain quill reputation, I don't like that. You pretty much exclusively have to fight Eidolons to get shards and whatnot to gain. You can do it fighting the little things, but it's not worth it at all. You pretty much just have to get a group of 4 people together and fight the Eidolon. And I guess that's okay, but for people like me who like to roll Warframe alone, that's part of the reason I switched from Destiny, because Destiny was like mandated. If you want to do certain raids, you have to have people. Guess what? Warframe, you don't have to do that. To gain reputation with a particular syndicate, or in this case, the Quills, and it forces you basically to group is a pain. I don't like that. There should always be an option for a single player focused mindset thing. In any game, like Overwatch, that's another one. There should be a single player campaign and stuff like that in Overwatch, but there isn't. So stuff like that bugs me. The animals don't seem to spawn very often. I see the birds way more than I see anything else. And like the rabbits, I had Helios Prime on me with extended range, so I could have them, highlighted, and I hardly ever saw the rabbits, like to farm for their spinal cords, I think is what you get when you kill them. So that's a thing. And then the other thing, there was one more thing I just thought of that I didn't write down. Oh, the variety of vendors. Okay, so you got a mining vendor, you got a fishing vendor, you got an animal vendor, got the weapon maker vendor. I actually haven't even touched the custom weapons, which is really weird. I just was not really hip on that because I never used melee hardly ever in Warframe. I do use it all the time, but I use the Ripkas constantly. That's my go-to thing because they're chainsaws on the end of your hands. What else do I have to say? So I haven't touched that at all, but it looks like it's okay. I'll just say that. Moving on to the fish vendor. Did bug me because the first sets of fish I ended up giving away for free and just getting their body parts, which isn't a bad thing. It just wasn't clear to me that I wasn't also getting the reputation. I could just be being a complete retard. I can be a complete retard sometimes. But I just feel like that should be explained better. And then for the mining, it seems completely not worth it to turn stuff in. And some of the other crap you get, I still don't know what the hell you use it for. Like Copron. What the hell do you use that for? It probably does have a use, but I have not found it yet. So there's things like that bug me quite a bit. I don't particularly like, as I said before, I like the fact that operators have cooler clothes now, but the fact that operators even exist in the first place still bugs me, so there's that. A couple other things before we end the video is that I wish there were more encounters on the plains, because pretty much you run around and you do the bounty and then you leave, or you fish, or you hunt for vegetables or fruit or whatever, and then you're done. Enemies keep respawning. There should be a thing where you could like make it so they don't respawn, like take out a tower or something, and then for like the next 30 minutes until they get it repaired, no Grineer ships drop stuff. That'd be cool. And there should also be the ability to like find people, like without taking a bounty. Like let's just say you're walking around and you see some of those people fishing. That would be pretty dope. And then you like run across some of those people like fighting the Grineer or something, or even I know they're maybe not strong enough to fight the Grineer themselves, but something along those lines would have been awesome. Some more basically stuff to get you invested and make it seem more real. And so far I found that Plains of Eidolon is hella fun, but again, like I said in the beginning, if you're thinking about playing Warframe, Plains of Eidolon isn't something I would like say, oh, you know what? You should really play Warframe because Plains of Eidolon dropped. No, I wouldn't say that. It's again really cool for a long time player, but for a new player, it's like there's better open world experiences to be had anywhere else. Anywhere, pretty much anywhere else. Um, and the last thing I wanted to touch on is not something that was promised by EDE or anything, but this whole thing about loading screens, because there is no loading screen, quote and open quote, to the planes from Cetus. I'm sorry, if I have to stand in front of a door while there's a loading emblem at the bottom left of my screen, that's still a loading screen. It's just an interactive one. And this isn't any, I'm not like complaining at DE. I honestly do not care. I'm completely okay with it being there. But you would not believe the amount of people saying, it's so awesome. There's no loading screen. Yes, there is. I don't know why, but that bugged me. I don't know. All the stuff in planes, that bugged me the most. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you want to see more videos like this where I discuss Warframe topics or other things like that, please let me know. And I also do want to apologize at this point for not having Warframe videos out sooner. But after the whole computer fiasco and everything, I had to really play a lot of Warframe to get back into it because I legitimately had not played it for like a month and a half. So hopefully this is the start of a whole new slew of Warframe videos. So thank you for your patience. If you're here for Warframe, please go ahead and check out my other videos. I'm sure you'll like some of my Let's Plays and other Elder Scrolls discussion videos. Anyway, thank you much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.